Well, I think the United Nations should be realistic about the flow of people and the flow of refugees and economic migrants. The world is 7.8 billion people roughly, but only about 1 billion people live in countries that are economically prosperous and generally safe. The United States, Canada, the European Union countries, Japan. That's about 1 billion people. So that leaves well over 6 billion that are living in conditions where there is a lot of poverty, there's a lot of movement among people to go to developed countries like the United States, like Europe. Japan has a very strict immigration policy, and it's an island. So you can't get in unless you come by boat, and there are very few people trying to do that. So Japan has a different approach, but they largely get away with it. In the United States and Europe, if you try that approach, you're automatically branded a racist or a xenophobic. So there's a little bit of a war going on of words and an information battle directed against the United States and directed against Europe by people that want to change how the world works. People want a utopia, the planet to just all of a sudden be like the Garden of Eden. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. I wish it was, but it's just not. And until it is, I don't think it'll ever be. The United States and Europe have to do a lot more to protect our borders. The cartels make a lot of money from smuggling people. Coyotes charge thousands of dollars to smuggle children from Central America into the United States. And so I think we need to focus on that and put pressure on those governments. President Trump tried, but even he didn't have that much success. He had more success than what we're seeing today, but at the end of the day, whenever you have a lot of illicit organizations engaged in human trafficking and smuggling operations, because a lot of people want their children to have better lives, they don't want them to stay in Honduras, in El Salvador, Guatemala, Nicaragua, where there's a major gang problem, there's a lot of predation. I've given speeches in countries like Guatemala multiple times at their top prestigious universities about how the United States civil society, not just our government, our civil society, NGOs and think tanks, humanitarian relief organizations can help alleviate some of the pressure there by helping to provide jobs down in places like that and cracking down on these gangs and drugs. I've had friends there who were robbed just for their sneakers. That's it, at gunpoint. If you go into a convenience store in those countries in Central America, you see the guards have shotguns just to buy a coffee or a water. People have shotguns there to guard them. So there's so much crime there. That's why people want to come for a better life and a safer life.